Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Oh, I got to do 90 for like a minute there. 90 kilometres an hour. Anyway, how you going, guys? Alex out to lunch. Michelle App, haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Shannon, how you going? Who else have we got in here? Alex, how you going? Kai, how you going? Okay, is that all? Lucette, how you going? Timmy, how you going? Oh, God love you.
Shannon tipped $1. Moist, the co-game is fucking rigged.
What? Moist, the co-game is effing rigged. Oh, good on you. It's the first time I've laughed this morning, Shannon. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. with a severe headache and, ended up with driving the porcelain bus because of a headache. Anyway, if you don't know what that means, you know, you grab two sides of the toilet and you go, bah! Okay. Green Lives, we'll get into it now. I don't know how I'm going to go today, guys. I'm not well. But anyway, we'll try. Green Lives Matter said Trump basically forced Democrats to become unhinged conspiracy theorists over Epstein's government blackmail ring, and then the Wall Street Journal inexplicably caused themselves subsequently to be sued into oblivion over a fake Epstein letter. And now Trump will publish grand jury testimony after essentially forcing the world to demand information about the Epstein occult island. If you wanted mass awakening, this is exactly how you might achieve that. What a time to be alive for conspiracy theorists. Because Donald Trump has now said, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony, subject to court approval. This scam, perpetuated by the Democrats, should end right now. I'm just going to repost all these. Okay, Paul A. Zipula said, Democrats are in full panic mode now that Epstein files are being released. This was always President Trump's purposeful plan. Make Dems beg for the files and humiliate them with them. Meanwhile, mass deportations continue, peace prevails, and the economy soars. Okay, President Trump, we're ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal grand jury transcripts. Okay, just so everyone knows. Paul A. Sapula said Rep. Pramila Jayapal, Democrat from WA, is asked why she didn't bring up the Epstein issue under Joe Biden. Because she was busy. Hey, I've heard that excuse before, and I'll show you another one. Anyway, Vince Langman said, so let me get this straight, WSJ, Wall Street Journal. Trump deranged psychopath Merrick Garland raided Mar-a-Lago and ordered FBI agents to go through his wife's underwear drawers, looking for garbage on Trump to end his political career, but he just kept connection to Jeffrey Epstein quiet. Is that right? Is that what we're supposed to believe? Doge AI, I don't know who this is, but anyway, it's automated. And it's responding to Benny Johnson saying President Trump is holding nothing back on disgraced Rupert Murdoch for his fake Epstein letter. Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter supposedly to Epstein from Trump. These are not my words, not the way I talk. It was also typewritten. Also, I don't draw pictures of naked women, I think. I don't know. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story. But he did, and now I'm going to sue his ass off and that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And in case you're wondering, Sky News Australia is also owned by Murdoch, just so everyone knows. Doge AI said the Wall Street Journal's decision to run this unverified Epstein story reeks of desperation. A former FBI director's daughter just got fired from the SDNY Epstein prosecution team days ago. Coincidence? The media industrial complex can't stand the DOJ memo exposed their client list hoax, so they pivot to fabricating letters. Murdoch's outlets have been collapsing for years. This stunt won't save them, sue them into oblivion. Accountability matters, especially when swamp creatures weaponise fake documents to smear American First leadership. The real story is buried under layers of media misdirection. Trace the facts for yourself. There you go. Interesting. Paul A. Zapula said, Joe Scarborough, why didn't the Democrats release the Epstein files under Biden? Rep. Jamie Raskin said, we were busy. Busy? Oh, God love you, Michelle. Thank you. God love you. You're a legend, mate. Oh, God love you. Thank you. Yeah, so Jamie Raskin has said they were busy. Who else was it who said they were busy? Pramila Jayapal, if I got that right. They were just all too busy wrecking America to bother with the Epstein files, you know? Organising BLM and Antifa and all that kind of stuff. They were just too busy. You think it would have been bought out then? No. Okay, Vince Langman says, so let me get this straight, WSJ. Wall Street Journal. Trump deranged Jack Smith filed 97 phony indictments against President Trump for complete BS to prevent him from becoming president again, but kept his connections to Jeffrey Epstein secret to protect him? Yeah, it's just not making any sense, is it? You know? Far out. Colin Ruggs suggesting the Wall Street Journal releases an alleged letter from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein for Epstein's 50th birthday. President Trump says the letter's a fake thing and says he's going to sue the outlet. The letter allegedly involved a hand-drawn woman with a text that read, happy birthday and may every day be another wonderful secret. It sounds like a woman's writing it. President Trump says the 2003 letter is not from him. This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never drew a picture in my life, or wrote a picture in my life. I don't know. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words. I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal. What was this stupid letter? Oh, my God. Okay, apparently it's, I don't know, it's just full of shit. I can't even be bothered reading the stupid thing. Okay, there you go. Hev's patience is wearing thin. Oh, okay. Sassafras said Democrats are sneaky as fuck. That's why the Epstein files were not released. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna said the House GOP conference as a whole did not vote to block the release of, the release of the Epstein files that they said that a lot of Conservatives voted not to release the other day. No, that was for a previous thing they were talking about, apparently. There was a procedural vote that, if failed, would have given Democrats control of the House. If you pull up the previous question language, that was what it was, a previous question, you will not find anything re Epstein. Liars never cease to disgust me. Disgust me. Yeah, not discuss. Okay, Nick Sautor said breaking President Trump announces he'll be suing Wall Street Journal, News Corp and Rupert Murdoch over their fake story. Sue them into the Stone Age. Okay. Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch personally were warned directly by President Donald J. Trump that a supposed letter they printed by President Trump to Epstein was fake, and if they print it, they'll be sued. Mr. Murdoch stated that he would take care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so. The editor of the Wall Street Journal, Emma Tucker, was told directly by Karen Levitt and by President Trump that the letter was fake, but Emma Tucker didn't want to hear that. Instead, they are going with a false, malicious and defamatory story anyway. President Trump will be suing the Wall Street Journal, News Corp and Mr. Murdoch shortly. The press has to learn to be truthful and not rely on sources that probably don't even exist. President Trump has already beaten George Stephanopoulos, ABC, 60 Minutes CBS and others, and looks forward to suing and holding accountable the once great Wall Street Journal. It has truly turned out to be a disgusting and filthy rag, and writing defamatory lies like this shows the desperation to remain relevant. If there were any truth at all on the Epstein hoax as it pertains to President Trump, this information would have been revealed by Comey, Brennan, Crooked Hillary and other radical left lunatics years ago. It certainly would not have sat in a file waiting for Trump to have won 3 elections. This is yet another example of fake news. Told you, Sky News Australia, fake also. Betty Johnson said breaking Attorney General Pam Bondi announces Epstein grand jury files will be unsealed tomorrow in court. There we go. Yep. Okay, we've already got that. I had a headache yesterday too, but I just kept bookmarking shit all over the place. Insurrection Barbie says she wants to know who gave the Wall Street Journal this story, because it's been how many years and nothing's come out that has been new. So where did they get this information? Who is there that has new information about Epstein that wouldn't have turned it over during the time when they could have stopped Trump from being president? Fletch 17 said, I trust Trump. Donald Trump retruthed this. We caught them all. DJT. Guess where that saying comes from? The board. We caught them all. Il Donaldo Trumpo said $9 billion in Doge cuts done. US aid losing $8 billion done. NPR and PBS losing $1 bill. MFing done, bitches. You think this is a game? Yes, it's not a game. We're not playing games. Dr. C said all the slings and arrows. It was always bait. Look at what mainstream news worldwide. Look at what is mainstream news worldwide with everyone watching. Look at how emotionally charged everyone is. Do you see how we play the game? Do you see how this sets the stage? Do you see how we get the people to demand? Hands clean. It wasn't Trump who demanded it, it was everybody else. Cynthia Holt said, MAGA voted for Trump. You do not speak for us. Sit your ass down and shut the fuck up. Marjorie Taylor Greene said MAGA did not vote for more weapons to Ukraine. MAGA voted for no more US involvement in foreign wars. I believe Trump knows what he's doing. And I had a theory on this that I can't quite remember right now because it's a freaking headache. I believe the weapons to Ukraine have been stopped anyway. That's what I'm thinking. I'll see what I can find and come back on that one. Don't hold me to that one. Okay, Clandestine said, I'm 100% in favour of releasing all credible information about Epstein, but there's a massive difference between wanting transparency and accusing Trump and his appointees of being pedo-protectors that are owned by the Jews. That's where the enemy has manipulated many of you. They've weaponised this Epstein obsession and used it to turn Trump supporters against him. First, it starts with just wanting answers. Then that slowly turns into Bondi Cash and Bongino are part of a cover-up. Then Trump's a pedo. Then it's the entire government is owned by Israel, therefore we must hate Trump, etc., etc. For some reason, many gullible influencers and Trump supporters are unable to walk that fine line without succumbing to the trap. Many have been whipped into emotional frenzy. This is by definition a psychological operation, aka PSYOP. The enemy is taking the emotions of the public and manipulating them to desired outcome, which is Trump bad. And people think I'm like, this is a PSYOP, right? Yet they fall for every bloody PSYOP their mainstream media feeds them. Fine, okay, well then we're all in a big PSYOP, okay? This is what Trump means by this being a hoax. It's the next iteration of Orange Man Bad, but this hoax has targeted Trump's own supporters. Your minds are under attack. MAGA is under psychological assault. We're in a psychological war and the enemy is regaining lost ground because MAGA. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. And thank you, Candace Owens. And who else was doing it? Benny Johnson. Even Mark Dice, I think, had something to say. I didn't watch the video. You've got heaps of them. That the minute something doesn't go the way they want it, they're jumping all over it and accusing Trump of being a pedo protector, right? Under the guise of, we're just asking questions. Yes, you can ask questions. It doesn't mean you start accusing everyone of everything. Shit. Wait. Always wait. Okay, Cat Turd said, here we go. Disclosed TV said just in, Trump drafts letter to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, according to the New York Times. Okay, beware. I'm just saying. I don't trust any mainstream media. But hopefully you're fired. Hopefully. Pinot Americano. So just imagine someone coming up to you in real life with, I can't support Trump anymore because Benny Johnson has hurt feelings. I'm laughing. You're laughing. We're all laughing. Oh, my God. Brendan Dilley said fringe MAGA doesn't know they're fringe MAGA because they happen to be the loudest, most popular assholes on the planet. But in the real world, nobody gives a fuck about the single issue hills they choose to die on. America loves and trusts Trump. There you go. And this, I had to bring this back up. Deep heat spray for anyone who can't buy pepper spray. But, well, I believe you can't get this one either. They've changed it into a pump spray. In most states of Australia, pepper spray is banned. There's been a few posts about deep heat spray as an alternative, but a lot are saying it's not available and repackaged into a pump spray. I became a Karen and asked to speak to the manager. Hi, Vanessa. Thank you for your email and interest in our deep heat range of products, in particular the deep heat aerosol spray. Unfortunately, we had to transition between suppliers. We moved to a different type of deep heat spray. We no longer provide the aerosol spray. Thank you and kind regards, Chris Morris, Business Support Team. Whoever runs deep heat. Well, good one, Deep Heat. You morons. Okay, I bet you they did that on purpose. Okay, this one, another one. You bloody flip-flopper, I knew you were controlled opposition. I've said it before. I will, agree with them sometimes, same as Candace Owens, Betty Johnson, same as all of them. I will agree with them sometimes, but they are very quick to flip. and then start accusing Trump of all sorts of things. Alex Jones asked, why is Trump destroying MAGA in real time? No, you're the one helping it, mate. Sorry. And I'm not even going to like that. I'm just going to take it back out of my bookmarks. MJ Truth Ultra said Riley Gaines turns on Trump, saying he broke his campaign promise to release the Epstein files. I went back through all my clips, and to my surprise, President Trump did not once make a promise about Epstein during rallies. Yes, he's been asked in a few interviews, but listen to this. Will you declass Epstein files? Yeah, I guess I would. I think that less so. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. I think I would, or at least he knew something wasn't right. That's why he said what he said. I personally do not think this Epstein saga is going away, not a chance. But Donald Trump most certainly did not campaign on releasing the Epstein files. He campaigned on making deals, rebuilding the economy, bringing manufacturing back to America, and something Riley Gaines should be thanking him for, everything he did for her and keeping his campaign promise to keep men out of women's sports. Don't forget Riley endorsed DeSantis over Trump, and she was paid for her endorsement. Yep. A lot of people that, just they'll turn on him at the drop of a hat. The buck you will said Canada's unable to protect itself. While some jeep was hijacking a freaking Cessna 187 yesterday, this was on the 17th of July, at YVR, 2 US fighters snapped to intercept. Where were our fighters from Comox? Under repair. CTV said new US fighter jets scrambled to Vancouver airport during an alleged hijacking. That sounds like Australia. We can't defend ourselves. Shit, no, we can't. And our government's just defunding the military more and more. 0 Hour said, did you read that Maureen Comey edited the Epstein files? Yeah, we knew. We got your POTUS. Was it Maureen Comey? The one who just let Diddy off? Alex Brizowitz said, isn't it curious that Democrats and rhinos like Mike Pence and Nikki Haley are suddenly advocating for the release of the Epstein files, despite remaining completely silent on the issue for the past 4 years? Why didn't they call for Biden to release those files? See? Clandestine said, and there you have it. Trump was just on the news, is spoon-feed. Trump on Just the News is spoon-feeding it to us. He's hinting that before he showed up in 2017 and during the Biden administration, files were doctored. Trump says he wants all credible information released about Epstein, and his people are still looking into the entire situation. This hysteria and I want it now attitude's been fueled by the enemy to get you to turn on Trump, and it's working on some of you. Don't fall for the trap. Trump is trying to tell us that there is more that we don't understand and we have to be patient. Okay, let's listen to this one.
One big prosecutor look at it all. Would that make you feel good, you think?
Well, I think it's in the case of Epstein, they've already looked at it, and they are looking at it, and I think all they have to do is put out anything credible. But, that was run by the Biden administration for 4 years. I can imagine what they put into files, just like they did with the others. I mean, the Steele dossier was a total fake.
Right.
They took 2 years to figure that out for the people. And all of the things that you mentioned were fake. Yeah. So I would imagine if they were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration,
right,
they've been running these files. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me. But especially, you look at that Steele dossier where they paid like 14 or 16 million. That's more than James Patterson gets paid to do a #1 bestseller.
Isn't that crazy?
And the thing turned out to be a total scam. So frankly, I think I love that they're looking at all this stuff. If they are, I hope they are.
There you go. Interesting, isn't it? TMK said, here's a list of everything Donald Trump has done to fight pedos and child sex trafficking. But yeah, go ahead and call him and his supporters pedos. He signed the Foster-Sester 2018 landmark legislation that holds websites legally accountable for promoting or facilitating sex trafficking, led to the breakdown of Backpage.com. Signed Executive Order 13818, 2017, allowed the US to sanction and freeze assets of international human rights abusers, including traffickers. Declared January as National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month every year of his first term. Created the White House Human Trafficking Council 2020, coordinated anti-trafficking policy across federal agencies. Expanded DOJ and HHS funding, increased federal grants for trafficking victim services, law enforcement and non-profit support. Promoted DHS's Blue campaign, enhanced public awareness and training for recognising and reporting trafficking. Launched Operation Broken Heart, a nationwide crackdown that led to the arrest of thousands of suspected child predators. Supported Operation Not Forgotten 2020, US Marshals rescued 39 missing children in Georgia, many tied to trafficking or exploitation. Elevated the issue at the State of the Union, first president to spotlight human trafficking in that speech. Reformed Child Sponsorship Vetting 2025, implemented DNA tests, ID checks, fingerprints and immigration reviews for adults seeking custody of unaccompanied migrant children. Ordered ICE to locate and deport unaccompanied migrant children 2025, part of a sweeping attempt to prevent trafficking through illegal sponsorships. Directed a federal audit of 320,000 missing migrant children plus. Tasked DHS and HHS with investigating loss of contact under prior administrations. Initiated joint DHS-ICE operation on abusive sponsors 2025, found widespread misuse of the sponsorship system, including exploitation and trafficking. Increased ORR child detention time from 20 to 90 days 2025. The claimed goal is to allow for deeper background checks and prevent release to bad actors. 15, temporarily restrict legal aid and tracking data. 2025, limited victim demographic data in federal reporting. Example, LGBTQ plus race immigration status. A move praised by some, criticised by others. Shall I go on? But yeah, he's protecting pedos. George Papadopoulos said, remember these two names. They'll be at the centre of a conspiracy against Trump campaign and presidency in 2016. The Russia one. Stephen Halper and Alexander Downer. And guess who Sky News Australia brought out yesterday to talk about Anthony Albanese? Yeah, this moron. Alexander Downer. Well, Sky News Australia still likes him, even though he was part of thinking up the Russia investigation, believe me. Clandestine said there's a whole bunch of people who spent the last weeks, months screaming that Pam Bondi should be fired. These same people are now celebrating that Comey's daughter's been fired from the SDNY. Who fired Comey's daughter? Pam Bondi. Perhaps we should just trust Trump. I'm just saying. Yep. Okay. 0 Hour said Trump just disowned the right-wing Epstein influencers. He did play the loyalty game. None of you will be invited to the table now. I do believe Trump is cleaning out the riffraff. Radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier of the lying 51 intelligence agents. Have I read this one out already? I think I might have. Yeah. Unlike Republicans, the Democrats stick together like glue. The Republicans are all over the place. Yeah, and they fell for it hook, line and sinker. Autist the 17th said, why didn't Trump say publicly what's going on? Because it's not only about individuals' emotional requests nor our wants, it's a global conspiracy with so much at stake. If you had read the drops, you would understand better, so read this. We won't telegraph our moves to the enemy. We will, however, light a fire to flush them out. You can tell a lot of people never read this thing here. Otherwise, they would know what's going on, but they don't. I'm not saying I do any more than they do, but I think I've got a fair idea. Dr. Joseph Ford Cotto said virtually no Trump voters will sit out the midterms over Jeffrey Epstein. Do you agree? Oh, yeah, XRP went berserk, didn't it? It's gone a bit, you know, woohoo. Owen Schroyer said all cases handled by Maureen Comey must be reopened and re-prosecuted. Does that mean, Maxwell, Diddy, Epstein? I don't know. I'm just asking. All cases handled by Maureen Comey. That would be interesting. I hope they are. I said this years ago. Look, anyone the FBI has prosecuted could be looked into, their cases could be looked into again. That's why I don't believe a lot of true crime. Because I don't believe a lot of it, because when the FBI gets involved, I start going, oh shit, they're corrupt. Do I believe this or not? Pino Americano said, I think Congress should call Elon Musk and his influencers in to testify on the Epstein files. They've made plenty of allegations. Elon's named people. Where did they get this information from? Let's get them on the record. That would be even more interesting, actually. Yeah, and Tim Pool was another one. That shocked me a bit. Come on, guys. Do they not know? MAGA Devil Dog said, no, he's nuking dipshits like you who were never MAGA to begin with. No, he wasn't. He was on the left. He used to give Trump heaps. And now he's saying Trump is trying to nuke his base over that, over calling Epstein a scam. I've got to unsub from a lot of people on YouTube, man. Far out. Oh, my God, I've got to trust myself more. Pro-America Politics said, how much, if any, of the PSYOP are we seeing right now on X is being fuelled behind the scenes by its owner, Elon Musk, who wants to run another party, a third party. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, Autism Capital said, breaking, Pam Bondi's just fired a new software engineer hire that was working data analytics on the Epstein case. Soham Parekh. Okay. Found that just a little bit interesting. Pro-America Politics said, I didn't vote for Steve Bannon. I didn't vote for Charlie Kirk. I didn't vote for Tucker Carlson. I didn't vote for Jack Posobiec. I voted for Donald Trump. Yeah. You can put Alex Jones with that. You can put Candace Owens with that. You put a lot of people in there. So these are more people who just turned on Trump, like got all emotional the minute things don't go your way. Okay, Rapid Response 47 said POTUS on tariffs. Payments start on August the 1st. They have to start paying billions of dollars. You're going to be getting a lot of money. They found a budget surplus of $25 billion. It happened because of good management and tariffs. Let's have a listen.
Payments start on August 1st. The only thing that's really sacred about August 1st is that's when payments start. So they have to start paying billions of dollars to you and people. Are you a citizen of the country? Yes, sir. All right, good. You'll be very happy because you're going to be getting a lot of money. Just like they found a budget surplus. We have a budget surplus of $25 billion. Everyone said, how did that happen? It hasn't happened in many years. It happened because of good management and tariffs. Payments start on August 1st.
Okay. What does that sound like to you? To me, it sounds like Americans are getting payments on August the 1st. I don't know. It's just what it sounds like to me. That they got to pay it back, like the people who stole it from you have to pay it back. Cynical Publius said, to those of you who do not participate in X-Creator revenue sharing, allow me to shed some light because I think it's important everybody understands how this works. Hang on, why did I put this in here? Oh, yes, I know why I put it in. First of all, please know that I do not do this for money, as it has always been a hobby and I would do what I do even if X paid me nothing. But I'm not going to lie, the money's nice and I'll always take free money, but I don't let it control me. I have a little less than 230,000 followers, and on any given month, X will pay me somewhere between 2,200 and 6,000. So I got that going for me, which is nice. But if I got 0, I'd be okay, as I have a well-paying in real life job. Now consider ex-influencers with millions of followers. Do the math. There's a reason why they do it full time. Hold that thought. New set of facts. I only post stuff I know about, which is mostly politics, military, war, legal issues in my practice area, and rando pop culture commentary. When there's big news in those areas, I make more money. When the news cycle is slow, the money dries up, for me at least. For example, at the height of the presidential campaign, I was raking in the dough. When big news happens, I get a bump. The Iran bombing, for example, I saw a spike in my payouts. But when the news cycle is slow, I get bupkas. Never heard of it. Okay, now consider those influencers who do this full-time and have millions of followers instead of just 230,000. When the news cycle is slow, their income goes way down by a very significant amount. So what do? They use that massive follower base to create news stories and controversies. They cannot allow the news cycle to ever get sedate. So when things get slow, they fabricate controversy. And they don't care who gets hurt by it. They need the clicks like a junkie needs heroin. Please consider these facts next time one of your beloved MAGA influencers rage baits you. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And I think of a lot of them do it. A lot of them do it. See, I've already been humbled on this one. I did have 38 to 40,000 subs on YouTube and I got deleted. Okay, so now I can't even get to 400. And there's no way in the world will YouTube ever monetize me. So, yeah. So I do get this. That's why you've got people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool. Tim Pool was rage baiting yesterday. His title of his video yesterday was a rage bait. Okay, RM said a 17-month-old boy has been injured by 2 female childcare workers during 2 separate alleged assaults on the same day in Sydney's West last month. Look, if you've got your children in childcare, please take them out. It's in Wentworthville. 2 female childcare workers charged over separate assaults of 17-month-old boy at Learning Centre in South Wentworthville. Poor kid. Okay, more break. Here we go, Australia. Now you're gonna really get it. You know, you're really gonna get the news. RM said breaking news: male childcare worker is charged with a sexual offence against a 4-year-old child at a daycare centre in Tingalpa, Brisbane. Never heard of it. The place, anyway. Male childcare worker is charged with a sexual offence against a 4-year-old child. Keep kids out of daycare. Unseen One said, I don't blame Trump at all for kicking Bannon and company to the curb. I wouldn't want their support either if they continuously pissed on everything I accomplished for them in the last 6 months. They aren't MAGA. They want to take over the MAGA movement, steer it, and use it as a club against Trump whenever they want. Yep. If you want to make America great again, which is what MAGA stands for, and you voted for Trump, that's what you voted for. You didn't vote for any of these other morons, including myself, right? Yeah, you didn't vote for anyone else. You voted for Trump. Don't get emotional and always sit back and wait. True Stormy Joe said, what happens when things are about to go bad for them? Donald J. Trump said, I'm in the Oval Office with 11 of 12 congressmen necessary to pass the Genius Act, and after a short discussion, they've all agreed to vote tomorrow morning in favour of the rule. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was at the meeting via telephone and looks forward to taking the vote as early as possible. I want to thank the congressmen and women for their quick and positive response. Make America great again. What's the Genius Act? Hang on. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene said they were trying to slip in a backdoor CBDC. Oh, come on now, man. Look, I wouldn't believe she was another one who overreacted. I don't believe any of them anymore. False flag danger very high today. A very stable genius. Thank you. Okay. Don't know what the genius bill is, but anyway. Okay. I'm sure I'll find out. Fan Donald J. Trump post from his Truth Social commentary account. Okay, to the law-abiding, tax-paying, hard-working citizens of the United States of America, I'm thrilled to announce that I've officially freed you from funding California's disastrously overpriced high-speed train to nowhere. This boondoggle, led by the incompetent governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has cost taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars, and we've received nothing in return except cost overruns. The railroad we were promised still does not exist and never will. This project was severely overpriced, overregulated and never delivered. Thanks to Transport Secretary Sean Duffy, not a single penny in federal dollars will go to this Newsom scam ever again. This was an ill-conceived and unnecessary project and total waste of taxpayer money, but no more. There you go. 0 Hour said just leaked Maureen Comey was running an Epstein investigation. Still think these fucks are not cooking them files? Mm-hmm. Got a few bags under the eyes there, love. Okay, Cat Turd said, remember the podcast bro influencers who are going against Trump right now got paid $500,000 from Russia to tweet one ad a month, and they played dumb, like that makes any sense, and they pretended to be the victims? I do. Clandestine said, observe the timeline. SDNY withholds Epstein docs files from Bondi. SC unblocks Trump's EO to begin firings at government agencies. Comey's daughter gets fired from SDNY. Trump hints that Comey loyalists doctored the Epstein files. There's a shadow war going on. Patience. You need to be patient. Okay, and I think that's about it. Yeah, there was that deep heat sports spray, but you can't buy that anymore. So someone digging through their first aid kit, and if they find some of that, they'll be cheering. A praying medic said what MAGA infiltrators were invited to the White House by Pam Bondi to receive ring binders containing Jeffrey Epstein information. Was the information already available to the public? Yes, it was. How did the influencers feel after being sent on a wild goose chase? Publicly humiliated? Who is screaming the loudest about releasing the Epstein files? Who is demanding Pam Bondi's resignation? Did the infiltrators get played by the Trump administration? Are they now out for revenge against Bondi? You're in the middle of an information operation. Information warfare. That's what we're in right now. Information warfare. Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you listen to. I remember reading them on here saying this person believes that Pam Bondi needs to be fired. This person believes that Pam Bondi needs to be fired. Wow. US Homeland Security News said, update, no deal for Ukraine. Many NATO nations are saying they'll not purchase US weapons for Ukraine. That's all Trump had to do, was say he would fund it. And then now NATO's going, we don't want your help. They will not purchase US weapons for Ukraine, including France, Hungary and Slovakia. Others are privately voicing reservations. What happened to European support for the war in Ukraine? I believe Trump just laid it on the table and they backed off. The Justice Cometh said, a reminder, we're in the thick of it right now. You'll better anon up and lace up your boots. Time for battle. What's this? Does it have music behind it? Okay, hold the line, digital soldiers. Hey, Deep State, we're still here. Nothing can stop what's coming. Come on, what else have we got? Only God can judge me now. We are winning. That looks like liberal hive mind. I'm going to go for it. This moment, we own it. Military in control. This moment, okay, we own it. I heard that. Digital soldiers, citizen journalists, Is he talking now? Because, oh my God. I can't hear anything. Oh.
And so the
Oh, he is talking, but they've still got music over it. Okay. Mikamiya said an educated, healthy and confident nation is harder to govern. We don't want people to be educated, healthy and confident because they would get out of control. It's true. People that have their wits about them understand that their governments are doing to them on a larger scale always end up revolting against their governments. A system that ensures only a few understand what is occurring whilst quashing dissent early is how the system remains in control. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Let's have a listen to this. Hopefully there's no music behind this one.
See, I think there are two ways in which
I think there are two ways in which
people are controlled.
first of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralise them. An educated, healthy and confident nation is harder to govern, and I think there's an element in the thinking of some people. We don't want people to be educated, healthy and confident because they would get out of control. The top 1% of the world's population are 80% of the world's weakness. Hey, what was that? 80%. Okay, of the world's... Oh, I just missed it. Look at that. Come on. It just flashes at the very end there and you can't read it. Oh. The top 1% of the world's population are 80% of the world's wealth. It's incredible that people put up with it. I think there's two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people. And secondly, demoralise them. That's how it works. If they can make you scared, they have got control of you. Or keep you in fear. Okay. Yeah, we've done that. And we've done them. Okay. Cool. That is it for today. It will be a short one. I have a bad headache, unfortunately. I wish I didn't, but I do. It's peeing me off. And what can you do? Okay, I can only get back so far. Timmy was in here. Alex. Shannon said, what the fuck, Kai's been here 2 seconds. He's already third. For fuck's sake, moisture is in my eyes. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Lucette said another scorching day here in southeast England. Alex said, yeah, it's been boiling recently, Lucette. Alex said, awesome, Shannon. Lucette said, Alex, we're having a great summer, aren't we? Alex said, I know, hope you're feeling better soon. I said to my mum that you must have been up early. Your scheduled live was up really, really early. I did it last night. I scheduled it last night and I knew I shouldn't have because, you know, sometimes the next morning I'm going to wake up and I'm not well. That's why I try and do it an hour or two before I jump on. Yeah, so Shannon said people are slow learners in how Trump does things, 5D chess. Alex said, I know who needs to go abroad when it's been so lovely here. I feel it's like being abroad already. Lovely. Hey, Ruff, how you going? Lucette said, wish we had Trump in the UK. Same here. Tim S. said, court-approved grand jury transcripts, which means nothing. Fair enough. Alex said, I saw that yesterday, Timmy. The pressure's been on for days. Alex said, yeah, just more delays. Lucette said, yeah, Alex, it's a good way to save money. Just take a week off and sunbathe in your own garden. Shannon said, ruff. And Deb said, hello, our doctor in the house, Timmy. And Michelle Epp, God love ya. Happy birthday, late check, Stripe. Oh, give me a sec. Hang on. I'm going to put the welcome screen on while I just...
Everyone mentioned today
not
is
that
innocent
one.
until proven guilty.
Hev. Shush, Hev. I'm talking. Oh, God love ya. Oh, my goodness. God love you, Michelle Epp. Okay, let's go back to the screen. Alex said, it's been so nice. We need a good storm, though, to clear the mugginess, though. That's my only complaint. Yeah, I love it when you get really hot days, but not like nice storms to cool it down. Sometimes we get storms here in Australia that still don't cool it down. It's actually more humid afterwards. Deb said Adelaide not moist today. Lisette said storm's coming tomorrow, so I hear. How you going, George? My stomach's growling already. Alex said, awesome, I do love a good storm, Lisette. Shannon said, so you're saying you would... Oh, Shannon. It's on the edge there. Alex is asking Shannon if he's working. Shannon said, I'm falling in the XP game. No. Pat said, don't give up the ship, Hev. Shannon said, what are the rules? Zena said, good. Oh, Zena, how you going? Good morning, everyone. I have internet. Good to see everyone. Good to see you too, Zena. And George and Pat. This is out to lunch. How you going? Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are well. Wanted to give Hev a thumbs up. Donna loves Fred, and Fred loves Donna. God love yous. So said that letter sounds like the one that Adam Schiff wrote during the impeachment scandals, like a poorly written romance novel. Lucette said, it's good news about Stephen Colbert being sacked, isn't it? Yep, I heard that. So said, hi, everyone. Saying hi. I've been missing you all. Alex said, I think you just have to chat or do super chats. But Hev doesn't have those yet, as I think you need 500 subs for that, but YouTube take 30 to 40%. Anyway, just best to keep commenting, Shannon. Yes, definitely. And if you really want to help me out, there is a pinned message at the top where you can donate. And it doesn't go through YouTube, and I get most of it, unlike YouTube. Okay. Jim said, I love it, Lucette. So I got a little job and it interferes with my Hev family. Oh, God love you. Look, if you need to get a job, look, seriously. I understand. I'm thinking I might have to go and get a job myself. I don't know how. Constantly freaking sick. But, yeah, I think I'll have to go and get one. George said, I love Starmer and Labor sacked. Yep. Lucette said, yes, Commissioner. I whooped with joy when I heard. Alex said, oh, no, glad you made it today, Zeno. Shannon said, no, I've spat the dummy on the XP game Ponzi scheme grift conspiracy. What's XP? Zena said, I noticed all the photos are of Donald around 40 years ago. Yes. Shannon said, we have the source. Zena said, thanks, Alex. Hope you're well there in the UK. Jim's here. How you going, Jim? Lisette said, George, yeah, me too, but the Tories are really bad. Zena said they had it all years ago. They can check for discrepancies, you know. A 1 minute gap becomes 11 days, lol. George said, Lucette, the UK's forked. Alex said, yeah, not too bad personally, thank you. The country's still a shit show. All our countries are, aren't they? Could all say the exact same thing. Sorry, I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Oh, is that what you were talking about? Are we talking about the XP at the top fans things? Is that still going? Oh, my God. I swore I turned it off. Shannon said, Trump making them pay for all their own weapons and has used up all the weapons, so there's no supply and a huge backlog and waiting list. Yes. See, because he knew they wouldn't get it in without Ukraine funding, right? He wouldn't pass the bill. So he did that, but then it's double whammied on them. Because now the UK is going, oh, we're not going to buy US weapons. Shannon, wow. Yeah, George Starmer's a pedo protector. Zeta said, I'll die on the hill Trump stands on. Yes. I've never trusted a leader, but Trump won me over with his first speech. There you go. Zeta said, Hev, they don't want to lose their audience, not realise they've lost them. Yeah, they have. They just want to keep the grift going. Like, it's grifter season everywhere. Holy shit. I'm trying to get to the truth, and there's all these bloody grifters all over the place throwing their 2 cents worth in, and then I go on X and look at things and go, hang on. I don't think that's what they're... Okay. Maybe I don't know, because they're all more popular than I am. No, I've got to trust myself more. Okay, Shannon said, oh no, that brought up my suppressed deep heat trauma. George said, yeah, I know, Alex. Lucette said, Zena, yes, as soon as he said he was going after pedos, I was won over. I couldn't remember any other world leader making such a promise. Exactly. Zena says, it's never enough for these people. They bite the hand that lifted them out of the crud. Yeah. Shannon said, Golden Dome, anyone? Deb said, but China's a nice place to holiday elbow. George said, I don't see Kai in the chat. He was in earlier. Zena said, fired, then arrested. That is that insurrection once again proving my point? America's under the rule of lawyers. Deb said, at the top, I saw his post. He probably lurking. Deb said 5. Shannon said 4. Shannon said 3, 2, 1. Zena said, it'll be revealed about the human farming Epstein was running. Yelu said, Christopher Steele should be in prison as well as Alexander Downer and all the Russia people. Zena said, well, the eugenicists that he managed were doing under his ranch. Heck, they did a Netflix series on it. What he was doing showed us also in Stranger Things. Shannon said, at least I win. Something stupid XP game. Zena said, oh, and while I'm on the subject, why aren't they asking where the child porn he downloaded came from? Too hard? George said, I've not watched any of Stranger Things. Zena said, don't, George, it's horrible, but they show human experiments in underground facilities. Okay. Zena said that creepy Australian downer, he got busted at a party in Parliament House wearing stockings and suspenders. Got to be 24 years ago now at least, and he became ambassador. Yes, exactly, Zena. And funnily, Sky News Australia had him on interviewing him, talking about Albanese. And I was like, why you got this guy on? Because you're part of it. Deb said, very interesting. Stranger Things has the MK Ultra experiment. Not a good place. Movies don't show the truth of the horror. Jim said, hearts and farts. You're a poet, Shannon. Insert own fart noises for XP. What are you talking about there, Shannon? I've been trying to skip a lot of your comments because some of them I can't read. Deb said, Trump talking out the garage? Taking out the garbage? George said, I'll bill out outside my flats. Zeta said, sorry, Shannon, I'm out of the loop. What is XP? Shannon said, don't do XP, it's a trap. Alex said, Kai was here early. He said he hopes to get back before the end of the show. Shannon said, just like all Otto Pen is null and void. Zena said, Hev123 Morissette said it all. The fire trucks are coming up and around the bend. Yes, they are. Alex said, I don't understand how you're so far down the list. You have been commenting loads, Shannon. Deb said a lot of buzzwords. Shannon said, keep those hearts going. Sadly, inventing those trends, this trend also doesn't gain me any fucking XP. How you going, Eyes? Yeah, my family and my cats are doing well. Oh, God love you.
Timar28G tipped $25. In regard to your sinus, I'll get that info I promised to you sometime this evening or tomorrow morning. My apologies. Do you think this delay with Epstein is designed, in part, to expose all
those grifters to Trump? I've done similar at my office. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. To weed out who's who in the zoo. God love you, Timmy, you legend. Thank you. And thank you for the info for the sinuses. I'm not even so sure it is the sinuses anymore. I don't know why. I've just got this fucking headache. So I said, what's these weird names? Solon Perec, what the fuck is that, a name of an alien? I don't know. Alex said, I went through my YouTube list the other month to have a clear out. Sometimes I've just subbed so I don't forget them and I've never watched them, lol. I know, I do too. Shannon said, it's a scam, I told you, rigged. Everyone's saying, hey, Eyes. Yeah, my cats are good, Deb. Oh, yeah. Deb's tip yesterday. Where is it? Where's it gone? The bloody thing won't let me. Where is it? I think Shannon's cat Socks is sending out a secret message for Hev's cats. But that's not how she said it, but... Sorry, that was the right at the end of the show when Deb tipped yesterday. Yeah, I thought he meant XRP, but no, I think it's this top fans thing is XP or something. I don't know. Pardon me. Hope you're well too, Eyes. Sorry, I just burped. I can't help it. I'm sick. Shannon said, no chat, XP's in the crown in the chat. Yeah, those little things. Eyes, I don't think Deb would be ignoring you at all. Sometimes YouTube doesn't show everyone's comments and you can't see the people. I have that problem too. George said, no crown for me today. Damn it, Mandy, how you going? Zal, how you going? Zena said, oh, thanks, Alex. I was wondering what those crowns were. Well, I did try and turn the crown thing off, but it didn't work. Deb said, Shannon wants a cowboy hat, not a princess crown. Don't blame him. Oh, dear. Yeah, I've had the results of my CT scan. And, yeah, I've got something broken in there, the nose. And, yeah, I don't know, Timmy, I did share it with Timmy so he knows what's going on. Well, it does sound like it's a bit my sinuses, doesn't it? I'm still flushing out every day, so I don't know what's going on. I've got to get back to the doctor. I had a blood test the other day. I've got to get back for that, which I forgot to ring and make an appointment this week, so I'm sure that I'll get in there sometime near the end of next week. If I ring on Monday, that is. I don't know what's going on. I'm just not well, guys. Yeah. Alex said, yes, I just feel like going to bed and staying there. Alex said, yes, YouTube set it up a few weeks ago, although I'm not sure why they did it, maybe to get more engagement or something. Yeah, I think they think that if people see little crowns on their next to their names that they might comment more. I don't know. It doesn't make me comment any more or any less than I did before. So said, have you are the best though. We don't want all the riffraff here anyway. Yeah, exactly. I like it small. The chat. Damn it, man, he said, hasn't Candice been leaving the other way lately? Someone was saying that, so I unsubbed. Oh, Candice is look, she started out as a lefty, pretended to become a conservative, but is still secretly a lefty, I believe. And some of the things she goes on about, like, honestly, like her Trump phone call, I don't believe it, I'm sorry. I don't believe a lot of what she says, actually. Now, I used to follow her. I was sub to her up until about a month or two ago. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't trust her. Shannon said, fist bump back at Giselle. Shannon said, Hev, they're everywhere. Sal's got little money bags in there. George said, from what I've heard, Candice has switched sides. Oh, well, she's all for the Muslims now. She really is. I do believe that she's on the Muslim side, man. Coming for your children, said Zena. Sal said, the eternal obsession of many. The money, yes, exactly. Alex said, yes, some of them, I think, eyes. So said, Donald Trump is showing us it doesn't take years to change the tyre. Yeah. Damn it, man, he said, I voted for Trump 3 times. God bless Donald Trump and his love for our freedom and his willingness to uphold our Constitution. Exactly. Yeah, Zal, it's all NPC fodder. Yeah. Deb said, yes, Lou said, I was wondering about your CT scan, Hev. Yeah, I've got the results. Yeah, I think I've got a broken nose or something. I have to go back and get clarification. Is that what it is, Timmy? Are you still out there? Were you saying my nose? Like, I know my nose, yeah, there's something wrong with it. But the sinuses seem clear. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just... Too many headaches, man. Shannon said, Trump always looks like he's losing until suddenly he's not. So much winning, you're going to be sick of all the winning. Only Shannon in the XP game. Damn it, Mandy said, Alex, I'm running late, but I'm always late. That's how I got my nickname. Damn it, Mandy. I love your name. Damn it, Mandy. Zal said, the art of war. J1 said, President Trump just signed the Genius Act. It's a stable coin bill. Oh, thank you, J1. There we go. No, there's no crayon in my nose, Carl. How did I break my nose, Hev? Someone else did it for me, George. Yeah, really kind of them to break my nose for me. Yeah, and it was an assault 25 years ago, something like that. Zal said, Gavin Newsom is a Monty Python skit in real life. George said, the UK needs someone who loves the UK, not these traitors we have. Damn it, man, he said, the Genius Act focuses on stable coins, which are cryptocurrencies designed to minimise price volatility by being pegged to a stable asset like the US dollar. There you go. Well, I've done the right thing then. Sal said, Maureen needs Anusol for those bags. Hey, J1, how you doing? Lisette says, Zal, I heard that stuff shrinks bags under the eyes, lol. I said, thanks. I was straight to the point and don't sugarcoat anything. Please be aware there's loads of cloned accounts going around of me, even though my channel is hid, and many others. Damn it, Mandy said, Deb, thank you. Love being here. Love it when Hev comes into our chats. There's something, lol. The drama is only but karma and just kick someone in her ass and we're loving it. Oh, yes. Miss Gotti. Yes. Well, couldn't have happened to a better person. I don't see what happened that she turned on MRE like that. I cannot believe it. Anyway, that is insane. There must be something wrong mentally. That's just my 2 cents worth. Otherwise, she was always like that. She was just another one. Turncoat. But yeah, damn it, Mandy, I'm all behind this one. And no one should go back to her either because, yeah, I had a bad feeling about her in the first place, Miss Gotti. If anyone is wondering who I'm talking about, yes, John Gotti's daughter, Angel Gotti. Alex said, I think you can still get deep heat there, and the one that freezes, you may still be able to get a version of it or an off-brand, yeah. Shannon said, Newscombe is so fake and false, an empty vessel for a demon to possess. Actually, you know who Angel Gotti reminds me of? Sean Atwood. Anyway, I don't know why.
Timar28G tipped $10. Deviated septum, due to injury. There's some good news and some bad news, far less bad news. The sinus takes a while to heal after infection sometimes.
That makes sense. That makes sense, Timmy. Thank you so much. You're a legend. It's a deviated septum. So, yeah. There you go. So, Timmy was out there. He was listening, and God love you, Timmy. Yeah, so, yeah, I've had a broken back of, I don't know, deviated septum. I've got a lot of injuries, guys. I'm not 100%. And that's why I'm doing this, because I've got nothing else to do, because I can't do much at the moment. I need a med bed, guys, really badly. Okay, Shannon said, Newscombe is so fake, false empty vessel for a demon to possess, yes. Zal said, yes, it really does work, Lucette. Damn it, Mandy said, Alex, there isn't one time in my life I was on time for a major event. I'm starting to feel bad about it, just got to my mum's a day and a half late. Oh, God, love you, Mandy. Alex said, I agree, this has been a year from hell since Queer Starmer took over. He sent the UK down the shitter. Shitter's full. Al said 100%. Shannon, he's so vile. Merry Christmas, shitter's full. Shannon said, I did that in the chat ages ago. Al said, same for Australia, Alex. Have a good one, Eyes. Shannon said, Hold the Line is a great podcast from Space Shot 76. There you go. Yeah, Shannon is saying farts rhyme with hearts, yes. George says, Starmer loves you, is Ukrainian rent boys. Oh, I'm sure he does. Alex said, yes, I think all of our countries have been suffering. These so-called leaders don't seem to care at all, but I think that's how it's supposed to happen for them. Yeah, it's exposure. Everything... Do you remember ages ago I used to say everything is exposure? And that's what I think... That's why we're watching a movie, because everything is exposure. Everyone's being exposed. Everything's being exposed. Yeah. Shannon said Starmer was a rent boy. Zal said, yes, the NPCs have to be shown, Alex, but many are still not getting it. Well, remember they said 4 to 6% will never wake up? Alex said, yeah, light it up the chuff. George says Starmer looks like a nonce. Shannon said BBC. Where are we? Wow, we're way back. We're way back. Shannon, you're being censored for toilet humour. I don't want to read out toilet humour. This is a news show, Shannon. Hang on. Where am I up to? My God. Where was I up to? Holy shit. I'm way back in the comments, guys. Okay. So he said, Alex, it's not like the world is hard enough. They have to create and orchestrate fake chaos, weirdos. Alex said, I know, it's blood exhausting. If they don't know by now, I don't think they ever will. Sanders said, Maureen Comey looks guilty. Shannon said, Trump has given Putin 50 days. Alex said, yeah, they've definitely created it that way, Zena. Sal said, it's interesting that it's only Western nations that have to suffer so-called cultural enrichment. Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't Africa have to suffer cultural enrichment? China? No. It's just us. Sal said, come on, Hev, get a grip. Thank you. Shannon said, Comey, the corn is ready for it to be cut. Yes. I remember that. Sal said, that's because they have enriched their own countries enough. George said, hope you feel better, Hev. Well, I was supposed to pick my granddaughter up today, and I think I'm going to have to ring them and say I can't. So I may have to, I don't know, put it off for another day, and then when do I take her? During the week. Deb said, how many of us know the rules of 5D chess? It's escaped me right now. So I don't even know the rules of normal chess. I've never played chess. I played checkers when I was a kid. Zal said, yes, it shows, doesn't it, Zena? Zal said, Alex, they're not meant to at this stage. All this will be going right up until the end. Zena said, if they can't build a second world, how can they possibly jump the queue and be capable of building a first world? Yeah, exactly. If they can't build their own countries, well, they're only going to destroy ours, aren't they? Otherwise, they'd make their own countries great again. Hello? Alex said, yes, he did like Jimmy Savile. He also like a block of Lego with a horrible monotone voice. Deb said, thank you, Michelle. Shannon said, I love to play chess. Oh, you like the bouncy chests, do you? So said, I like going from heating with manure to nuclear. So too much of a gap. Deb said, yes, UK don't need to go on holiday. The weather's come to them. Shannon said, wait, I'm reading like a heart. Oh, my goodness. Shannon, you go off and, yeah, fart all you like, mate. Alex said, it's been a long game film. George said, Alex, I can't listen to Starmer. He pees me off. You can't answer a question. None of them can. Zeta said, Hev, how can I send you XRP? How do you do that? I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't even know how to set that, like... Give me a sec, hang on. Let me just put the welcome thing on again.
Everyone mentioned today
oh, no, not
is
that again.
innocent until proof.
Shh, Hev, shh, Hev. Okay. I don't know. Like, okay, if I open the XRP wallet... Receive? XRP? Generate deposit address. Is that it? Where'd it go? XRP. Ah. So that would be the address. Is it? Holy shit, I don't know. I don't know, I'm trying to copy it, but I don't know if it's working. Hang on, let me just see in the... If I paste something in the chat, is that working? Is that it? Hang on, just let me check. Yeah, that's it. That's the first bit of it. But then there's another bit, okay? So you've got... Hang on. Big space in between. And then... Because you've got to include two bits of this. So there's an address and a memo message which you have to include, otherwise it doesn't go to me. Okay, hang on. And is that right? It should be 577 something. Yep. Hang on, guys. Okay, so the first bit is the address, and where it says memo, they're the numbers you have to put in for them to come. I don't know how this works, Zena, so I've got no idea. But that's when I opened my XRP wallet for someone to receive it. That's how you do it. I don't know. Deb said, we have source. So said, who's having the experience, AI? Carl said, hi, Hev, everyone's 9:53 in Melbourne, just joined. Please start again. God love you. Alex said, me neither. His voice is like nails down a chalkboard. Deb said, XP is getting some jealous. See you later, Zal. Have a good one. Yeah, Deb, every arsehole has an opinion. Yes, exactly. People, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got them. Something like that. Is that right? Zana said, you probably shouldn't be greedy if you aren't needy. Yeah. Sal said, just keep calling the grifters out, Hev. Yep. Shannon said, always been grifters, controlled opposition and gatekeepers. Yes, like Sean Atwood, see? There always has been. And I used to wonder why he was talking about Epstein and all this shit when, you know, he's controlled op. And then I seen the mainstream news were talking about it, and I was wondering why the hell they're talking about it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering what the hell's going on. It's pretty much what I'm doing. Shannon said, really, what gave it away? Menacing Muskrat, hey, go on, darn, I'm late again, jeepers. Shannon said, I'm being censored, Heb's a hypocrite. Only with the toilet humour, Shannon, okay? Or really, you know, it's a news show. I don't want to read toilet. I don't want to read it out loud. Everyone in the chat can read it, okay? If anyone wants to know what Shannon's saying, Feel free to go to the live chat and you'll see it. Yeah, Deb. Shannon is very entertaining, but I don't want to read it out personally myself. Lisette said, menacing, too late, we're wrapping up the show. Awesome, Timmy. Everyone's going up, thumbs up, Timmy. Menacing Muskrat said both Dems and Republicans are corrupt, wheat in the tares. Santa said if I had a picture of someone dragging a piece of meat over the sand and all the bloodworms appearing. Oh, really? See, even that, Shannon, right? You've written just the tip, right? What, just the tip of the iceberg? Because if it's the tip of anything else, I don't want to know. Zena said, meanwhile, everyone's freaking that Trump is guilty. Lols, I know. No, I'm still behind Trump 100%. Don't care what anyone else thinks. I know what I think. I know what I've read. I know what I've seen. Been doing this for years, been watching it all for years, and I know. And I know some of the tricks they play, not all of them. As you know, because even I was going in with the Epstein stuff. What people were finding, I was reading out. So we'll find out in the end. I've got a cough, hang on. Note to self. When you have a headache, try not to cough. Because fuck, that hurts. Oh. Okay. I'm right. Okay. Jim said, thanks, Hev, love and blessings. You too, Jim. Deb said, I have a friend that is having a very bad sinus attack, is trying to stop it going into her lungs. She has bad asthma. Oh, God, love her. Praying for your friend, Deb. George said, I'm going to listen to some music soon. Yeah, I'm gonna go in a minute. I'm gonna have to ring my daughter and say, hey, I'm really sorry to let you down. Shannon said, Socks has been sleeping with us under the covers. Yeah, my cats do that too in winter. Rosette said, Hev, sorry to hear that. Alex said, yeah, love listening to music, always play in the background. Shannon said, Hev's ready for the glue factory. Yeah, just, I don't know. Someone, I think you might need to just bury me. No, not alive. No, I need help. I need someone to help me. Anyway. Deb said, sorry, sweetie eyes, I just missed your message. Menacing said, wheat and tares are both identical plants, but when they ripen, the wheat bows their heads and the tares remain tall and high like they're full of pride. Okay. Yeah, see, a lot of these people won't admit their mistakes either, whereas, look, if I'm wrong, I'm one of the first ones to say, hey, I was wrong about this. Well, I am the first one to say, hey, I was wrong about this because I know I was wrong. Alex said, sending your love and prayers. Shannon said, so what you're saying, Hev, I can be silent, you know. Shannon, you can say all you want, right? I may not read every comment. I appreciate it. I appreciate the comment, and I love that you're commenting, but I might just not read them all because it's just me. I don't know. Yep, the wheat and the tares, yep. Deb said, much love, eyes. Shannon said, Trump did take all the slings and arrows. He just to quit. He didn't take them all to quit. Carl said, I'm not Dr. Hev, but is there a crayon in your nose? No. No, I'm flushing my nose out properly every day, right? So, like washing it. It is the salt water's flying in there and flying out the other nostril, okay? They've done the CT scan. There is no crayon in my nose. Oh, shit. What happened then? That was weird. And George, answered how it wasn't a broken nose. It was a deviated septum. Well, my nose was smashed. Alex said, at least you're finally hopefully getting to the bottom of things and you're actually getting help from the doctors. Sounds like your docs are quite good this time. This time I think they are, Alex. Yeah, Deb, I find it hard to function with a headache. I can't even think properly. George said, wow, Hev. Menacing said, Candice is doing her job. She's exposing Israel and the Mossad, EpiPen, Macron and the Maxwell connections. Just saying, I don't trust her, Menacing Muskrat. I really don't. She used to run a doxing website that doxed children, so gave their addresses out. I don't trust her. I only found that one out a couple of weeks ago. And she was on video, proud of it, saying, yes, we do. Yes, we dox children. Yes, we do. Yeah, I don't know. Zena said, they go home, plug in, power up for the next day. Are they human anymore? Deb said, oh, my God, Hev, broke back, broke nose, you're a soldier. I'm going to have to look up what a deviated septum is because I don't even know what it is, you know. Zena said, Candice going back to her black roots. Alex said, thanks for just letting me know, Eyes. I said, you're not going to believe what I say, but Trump works for saying he's playing a game. God's using Trump for his glory and Trump presidency will be cut short very soon. That's all you're saying. I'll agree to disagree, Eyes. But like everyone has their own opinion, that's fine, and you are very welcome to have your own opinion. Who am I to tell anyone what to think? Or, you know. Yeah, I know what a neti pot is. I've got the squirter one that squirts it like full on up your nose. It's the strongest one you can get to flush out your nose. So it's a step down from the neti pot. Yeah, George, Sean Atwood's another twat. Deb said, thank you for lurking, our Dr. Timmy. Oh, my head. I might have to go, guys. Oh, shit, I want to read all your comments too. Yeah, the Kelly Diamond stuff. Like, he had her... Okay, Blair White. Okay, here's another one. Had a trafficking victim on the other day, right? And I swear to God, I did not believe the girl the same way I did not believe Kelly Diamond when she got up there and said she was trafficked on Sean Atwood's show. And... they were trafficked as adults. Not that it makes that much difference, but come on, man, come on. It was just ringing real BS for me, man, seriously. And it reminded me of that Kelly Diamond stuff, which he then took down. Sean Atwood took that Kelly Diamond stuff out. I was a trafficking victim. He took 4 videos down of him interviewing her. Jesus said Trump will not serve a second term. He already is. Shannon said deviated septum brought about by deviating points of view with the deviant. Oh, dear. Alex said, every time I see your hello, it reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire. Menacing Muskrat, said Alex. George said, I stopped watching Atwood after Daddygate. Yes. I'm just going to try and get through some relevant, really important comments. Well, we did offer them culture enrichment. We've sent all that money to build their nation, but they have no idea. Shannon said, if only she knew how much I'm self-censoring, lol, forgive her. She knows not what she does. Yes, Lord, forgive me. I know not what I do. Especially with a headache. Oh, yeah, Shannon. Atwood ruined a lot of people for me. Virginia Giuffre was one of them. He had her on there. So then I'm like, well, if he interviewed Kelly Diamond, who wasn't really trafficked, and he was just making it up, what about Virginia? And she went after the money, remember? And she was part of it. She trafficked. I think I know why she committed suicide. Oops. Sorry. Took herself out. I don't know. I have a theory. It's working in the back of my mind, okay? Let me not have a headache and I'll tell you about it one day. Okay. Yep, toilet paper, yep. Deb said Hev's evil twin. Medicine Muskrat said all the countries that are part of the WHO and UN with the next pandemic coming.
Timar28G tipped $10. Your sinus is pretty healthy otherwise. The septum being deviated creates an issue with how the air travels through the sinus. I'll explain more thoroughly than the CT notes and then break it all down in easy language.
Oh, thank you, Timmy. I appreciate that. You're a legend. I honestly didn't even know what a deviated septum was, but there you go. Okay, that'd be great. Actually, I'll look forward to that info. Will be dealt with severely. Everyone hear this if they do not comply to their mandates. Oh, I don't care what the WHO says. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know, like, just don't listen. Yeah, Deb, there was no shortage of poo paper. Yeah, toilet paper. It's false. Yeah, it was, because my son worked in a supermarket and the factory was full of them, but they would not let them order it. Deb said psyop. Shannon said held back on purpose, psyop. Yeah, Alex, I remember Hev saying her son was told to not order. He couldn't order the toilet rolls. Yeah, that was Aldi. Okay? That was Aldi. Okay? My son used to work for Aldi. And he was a manager of a Aldi supermarket, and they were told that they could not order that much toilet paper. That was there. George said wet wipes are good for wiping your bottom. So is a bidet, apparently. Deb said, Shannon said the sauce be with you. Shannon said, I hate the thing Atwood does with his... I know. And he goes... makes really weird noises. That just made me want to cough. Yeah, but Sean Atwood's just a weirdo. I don't know. Okay, I passed all the toilet paper talk. Zena's waiting for the email. God love you. They're sending all my love from my heart to your heart and light. God bless. God love you. Shannon said the comments are time sensitive. You have to be there sometimes. Yeah, they are, because it's probably what I'm reading, what I'm talking about, and then I'm going, what was that about? That's right. Deb said Sarah Boone's suitcase lady put herself in jail for life because she couldn't own it. Yeah, exactly. Admit to your mistakes. It's not that freaking hard. Like, seriously, it's not hard. Whoops, I didn't know. Whoops, I got it wrong. Whoops. It's not that hard. Alex said, I wish I lived closer, then I could look after you and make you some nice breakfast and lots of cups of tea. Oh, God, love you, Alex. I wish you were here too. Stephen said, how did I get 3? I never joined the game. Deb said, smashed arvo or banana is nice, but smashed nose on the face is not fun. No, it's not. Shannon said, I don't see how putting tea up Hev's nose will help, Alex. See, that was a good one, Shannon. That was a really good one. It wasn't rude. Menacing Muskrat said, can you send me the link regarding Candace? I'd have to send you my video, I think. Menacing Muskrat, look on YouTube for the Candace Owens video. It's in there. I don't know if I could find it again. Where was I up to? Here somewhere. Shannon's funny point. Where is it? Okay, Alex said, just make sure you're not using tap water unless it's been thoroughly boiled. That's what I've been doing. I even use boiled or distilled water. There can be nasties and tap water that can go to the brain. Yeah, I just couldn't afford really bottled water at the moment. You know, it's something that I can't afford. Shannon said, that's my point, Zena. The XP game is rigged and has no rhyme or reason. George said, listening to Alex's deep summer mix again. Zena said, I don't like the AI intrusion. I never collect. Eyes says, I buy bottled water as I don't trust the pipes, but I can't afford distilled water machines. No, I can't even afford to buy bottled water, honestly. It's too expensive. Alex, especially the distilled, one with nothing in it. Alex said, I know one day they might release teleportations machines. Oh, I hope so. Shannon said, Atwood ruined Lionel Nation for me. Oh, yeah. Anyone he has on his show, I'm sus of now, right? This is what it's done. Menacing Muskrat said the Almighty used King Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Persia, so God is using Trump. Alex said, I buy bottled water 2 eyes. You can make your own distilled water using a pan lid collection pan under, but you need to add your own minerals to the distilled water if you're drinking it. Everyone's shouting out, Timmy, yeah. Deb said, I was lucky my house came with water filtration, saved some money. I used to buy a lot of bottled water. Yeah, I just can't afford to. I'm sinking. Help. Someone just kick our government's ass, please, Trump. Please. I can't go on for much longer. Menacing Muskrat said, maybe you're aggravating your sinuses by using too much nasal rinses. Remember the golden triangle? Shannon said, good, different, corrupt. Deb said, no more outward stuff. Shannon said, blonde chick. Oh. Zena said, Hev, check your XRP.
Everyone
Okay.
mentioned today is
no,
innocent.
Done it
until proof-
again. Shut up, Hev. What did I do? Okay, XRP wallet. How do I tell? Transactions, hang on. Oh, thank you, Zena. God love you. It did come through. Oh, my goodness. God love you, Zena. Thank you so much. It did come through. Deb said not intentional. Know that. Oh, yeah. Sarah Boone. It wasn't intentional. I locked him up in the suitcase and he died, but it wasn't intentional. Oh. Alex said, that's brilliant. Already comes with filtration, Deb. Yeah. Deb said, this house has everything I ever wanted in it. I live in luxury. Oh, good on ya. Yep. Before you go, it's gone from mine, hopefully, to yours. Yes, it got here, Zena. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Menacing Muskrat said, golden triangle is a medical description we use as medics in the field. Yes, Timmy did say the golden triangle. Alex said, just make sure the water's been boiled for at least 5 minutes straight, then cooled if you're getting it out of the tap. Yes, I've been doing that. I've even been timing it. Making sure it's 5 minutes at least. Shannon said, Alex, bottle of water song is for free. Deb said, try filling a water tank. Deb said, oh no, Hev's evil twin is back. Zena said, yeah, so happy. Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it? Thank you, Zena. I didn't know if it'd work either. I said I'd buy Ashback English Natural Mineral Water 6 in a pack, 2 litres, making 12 litres at £2.50. Really? Holy shit, if we buy bottled water, it's not $2.50. It's freaking insane. What was that? Oh, what was that? Hang on. Just got to make sure no one's messaging me. I haven't turned my volume off or anything, is it? No, it's giving me the XRP deposit completed. Oh, and Timmy is messaging me too. Sinus rinse is fine. The saline keeps it moist. Keep the sinus moist and sanitised. Thank you. I will do, Timmy. And Shannon, sorry, I've realised you got a few messages in there for me. I'm sorry. I haven't been checking them. Sandra said, now I got your back, sharing the love. God love you. Deb said, there are so many really funny people doing Sarah Boone. Yeah. Oh, my God. She's a weirdo. George said, I love you all. A lot of good people in this chat. You too, George. Yeah, it's a great family. Yep, everyone, miss all you guys and love the chat. Menacing Muskrat said, have boil the H2O and then filter it. We use 2 5-gallon buckets. Deb said, awesome XRP. And yeah, we don't have a Tesco supermarket and we don't have $2.50 water for 12 litres, no way. Deb said, blame the evil Hev twin. Shannon said, it's okay, Hev, I'm used to being ignored and censored. Oh, God love you, Shannon. You know I don't want to. With that, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. I'll be back hopefully on Monday. If there's any change, please look at my posts in YouTube and you'll see if I'm not able to come on Monday, but hopefully I can because I think Tim Air will be joining us. So I'm hoping I'm all right in 2 days' time. Okay, guys, much love, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, guys.